Where are you in your quest for love? Now, if I asked you this, nearly all of you would answer by telling me about the man in your life, or of course, the absence thereof. We define where we are in love by whether there's a man and then by how committed that relationship is. So you might be talking to somebody who's just started dating a man that she really likes. And if you have been with your guy for over a year, you're going to feel like you're further along the path than she is, like you're ahead of her. It's like love is a game of Candyland. You know that children's board game? So you move around the board, hitting markers like first date, third date, exchanging I love yous, defining the relationship and so forth. But at any point, you can make a wrong move and get sent back to the very beginning. That's all it takes, just one unlucky roll of the dice, and you find yourself breaking up and you've got to start all over again. Now, you can even get to the very end of the game, right? You are married, you've started a family. It's like you've won. And a couple of years down the road, the marriage stops working and you end up back on that starting square, preparing to play that game all over again. Now, when you think of love in this way, it's completely exhausting. How many times do you have to start all over again? Like, do you ever get to feel like you've won and you can rest and you get to keep the love you found? Well, actually you can, but you can only get there by playing a different game. And in this video, I'm going to share with you a quest for love that will take you from heartache to freedom. It's based on my 15 plus years in love advice and the numerous questions that have come to me and the breakthroughs I've seen and the research I've done. Hi, I'm Amy Waterman. I'm a love expert here at yourbrilliance.com. And hey, if you're new to my channel, I hope you stay and you follow along with us. You're about to learn a 4-stage model of love that explains why you never actually start back at the beginning each time a relationship ends, why your personal evolution is actually the heart and soul of your love journey, and why the love that awaits you is always going to be so much better than any of the love you've lost. We're all at different stages in our lives. The questions a 22-year-old has about love are not the same questions a 45-year-old has about love. Because when we're young, we wonder what's possible, what's normal, what we should be doing. And then we fall in love and we break up and we move in with somebody and maybe we get married and we get divorced. And we start wondering things like, how can I find somebody who actually treats me well? Am I desirable with all of my baggage? How do I find somebody who wants commitment and intimacy and companionship? Now, if you believe the traditional narrative about love, you might believe that your worth declines each time you play the love game with another man. So we've been sold this crazy idea that a young woman who's been in love with the same guy since high school is somehow better than a mature woman who's been divorced and had kids and is looking for love again. It's total BS. And case in point, if you and I ever need a friend to help us sort out our own love challenges, who are we going to ask? Well, we're going to go straight to that mature woman who has had so many years of love and loss and living under her belt, because she will have much better advice than that young girl who doesn't yet know what she's doing. So that is your first clue about the nature of this quest. It is about wisdom and it's about your personal evolution. Now, making it through this quest will require experience and reflection and painful growth. You can't get through it on luck and attractiveness. What drives us to set out on this quest in the first place is because we all deep in our hearts yearn for love. It's not so much a man we want, but that experience of being fully embraced, adored, accepted, and desired. So our dream man is a placeholder for the love we yearn to feel. Now, love is an energy, not a person, and it has a direction of its own. If we allow it, it will take us on a journey that we never expected. It will shape us and teach us and help us grow by stretching out our hearts. And in fact, what love wants most of all is not for us to find our special person, though that is a very wonderful thing. What love wants is for us to live our lives with love, to love as we work, to love as we cook, to love as we drive, to love as we chat with friends, to do it all with love. And when love is as natural to you as breathing, a magical thing happens. That wonderful love finds you because love calls to love. Loving people keep their eye out for other loving people. We are a rare breed. But to get to the stage in life where love is just how you are in the world, you've got to be tested first. You'll be presented with 3 false loves, things that look like love, but aren't actually love at all. And if you fall for one of these, you'll end up stopping your journey before you've completed the quest. You will settle for so much less than you could have had if you just kept persevering. So let's see where you're at. Which stage are you at in your quest, and which obstacle are you facing? Starting with the first, stage 1, you want to be special. So at this stage in your love life, you just want to feel special. You want the compliments. You want to be unlike the other girls he's met. You want to see yourself as a goddess reflected in his eyes. You want him to hang on your every word, and you want to be told that you are extraordinary. Now, I spent most of my teens and 20s in this stage because I never believed I was special. I never thought any guy would want anything to do with me. And when guys went out of their way to talk to me, I actually felt uncomfortable because I assumed they wanted something from me. It was completely inconceivable to me back then that a guy would look at me and like what he saw. So this is what I thought love was back then. I thought it was when a man looked at me and saw something special. And I needed that to feel special because I couldn't find my way to that feeling on my own. But the guys I ended up with back then could see that I had low self-esteem and that I would settle for very little. They gave me the bare minimum, and I was grateful for it. Stage 2, you want to be chosen. So at this stage in your love life, you just want a man to choose you. You want him to pick you and only you. You want other people to see you together. You want to be officially boyfriend and girlfriend. And you love how possessive he acts when he makes you wear his coat or puts his arm around you or makes jealous comments about other guys. You are so proud of being at his side. Now, there is such security and safety in being part of a unit. You have somebody who's always supposed to have your back, and you're supposed to be able to text him when you need company or support or just someone to talk to. You're no longer alone, and it feels so good. Now, when I was at the stage in my life, I let men choose me. And I didn't even really know what I wanted back then. Being chosen felt good enough. It felt like a better version of being special. Because not only did this guy think that I was different from other girls, but he wanted to stake his claim, right? He didn't want to share me with anyone else. And wasn't what that love felt like? Being chosen? Stage number 3, you want the life. So this is when you are done with dating. You're done with being boyfriend and girlfriend. And now you're ready to settle down and build a future. But you can't do that unless he commits too. So everything you want is on the other side of commitment. You know, the wedding rings, the family, the house, the future that you can take for granted. You want to know that he is your life now and that you are his life. Now, this is what we commonly think of as the final destination of love. So isn't marriage when you've won the game, right? Isn't marriage the beginning of forever? But as many of you know, you can get the life. You can get the ring and the house and the family, but there's still something missing. He doesn't treat you like the love of his life. He treats you like his wife. You're the house cleaner, the cook, and the social organizer. You plan date nights and you keep yourself attractive for him, but he just gives you the same compliments he's been giving you for the past 10 years. It's not what you thought it would be like. You thought that it would be better than this. So what's missing, right? Any ideas? Stage number 4, you want the love. Now, I suspect only a few of you have made it to this stage. This is a stage you get to when you realize that everything else that was offered to you, feeling special, being chosen, being offered a life together, wasn't actually what you wanted. Because what you actually wanted deep in your heart was love. You wanted a man to love you the way you love him. You wanted to feel like he held you inside his heart, like he was so glad he was with you. You wanted to see that he made time every day to be with you and to share his thoughts with you and to know your world better. Now, so many married women don't even feel known by their husbands. Even though they're sharing a life together, they're not sharing their souls. And you come to realize that all this time you were looking for the wrong thing. You were looking for a man who had the qualities you wanted, who was financially secure, handsome, educated, who could communicate and wanted commitment, who was attracted to you and wanted to marry you. But maybe what you should have been looking for was an equal partner who adored you and wanted to love you and show you love for as long as he lived. Now, that's a pie in the sky dream for many of us. Like, we can't even imagine it, right? We can imagine being treated like we're special, and we can imagine being chosen, and we can even imagine ourselves being married with kids, but we can't imagine a man who smiles every single time he looks into our eyes. The love you feel for him is not enough to make a life together. You need to feel loved by him as deeply and carefully and tenderly as you love him. And that's what I want for you. I just want the love you give returned to you so that you feel how wonderful it is to be cared for. So let me ask you, which stage of love do you think you're in? Do you just want to feel more attractive and get more male attention? Is there a man in your life that you're hoping will choose you? Or are you already with somebody that you're hoping to make a life with? Or have you seen past all of that and you just want love this time around? Let me know in the comments. Take really, really good care of yourself, and I will see you next time.